County Courthouse in Boise, Idaho is getting ready for an international attention ahead of the capital murder trial of Bryan Kohberger. Kohberger is accused of stabbing and killing 4 University of Idaho students. While the trial isn't scheduled to start until August, employees at the courthouse are already gearing up for what's coming.
Fox 13's Shira Matsuzawa talked with the deputy administrative judge about those preparations.
The judge tells me there's still a bit of a ways away from working out the day-to-day details, but the court has learned some important lessons from the high-profile murder trials of the so-called doomsday mom, Lori Vallow, and her husband, Chad Daybell, especially the all-important jury selection process.
November 13th, 2022, the day the world lost 4 bright lights. Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonzalez, and Xana Kernodle.
State versus Kohberger.
2 years later, and several delays, the trial for Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of killing the 4 University of Idaho students, is scheduled to start this summer at the Ada County Courthouse in Boise.
Every time we've handled one of these types of large trials, obviously, you take away a number of things from it.
Deputy Administrative Judge James Cawthon says in his more than 20 years as a judge, he's seen about 8 or 9 trials of this magnitude. But 3 high-profile trials in 3 years?
Certainly, it's quick succession.
Regardless, Judge Cawthon says the focus is always the same.
To ensure that people's constitutional rights are protected and ensured.
And preparing for trials like Kohberger's takes a certain choreography. The courthouse staff comes together like a sports team.
We constantly talk about these things, game plan these things, practice these things.
That includes security, which is always at the forefront. Judge Cawthon couldn't say much, but he could share this.
We will have a safe, secure place for everyone participating in this particular trial.
But what about the jury selection process, especially for a case that's garnered national and international attention?
You've got a case dealing with very emotional and serious issues. The crime itself that's alleged is quite serious, and the jury may be called upon to make certain decisions that are quite significant. And so you, in those instances, necessarily need a very significant panel.
The number of potential jurors summoned will be up to the presiding judge, Steve Hippler. For context, about 1,800 potential jurors were summoned for the Lori Vallow trial. Some 2,500 potential jurors were summoned for Chad Daybell's. At the time, Judge Hippler told me that was a record number to his knowledge.
I would say that's what I would call a good ballpark number.
As for the cameras in the courtroom during the trial, no decision has been made just yet. But Judge Cawthon says the courthouse is prepared either way.
The trial is scheduled to start on August 11th, with jury selection expected to start on July 30th. The trial is slated to run through November. In the newsroom, Shira Matsuzawa, Fox 13 News.